Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Shannon Show. So, as you can tell from the title and the thumbnail, this is my autumn ready reading vlog. Initially I was going to have this as my August one, but then I was like, I've already done one for August. And then I was like, I don't want to do another read it or unhaul it right now. So I need a reading vlog. If I happen to unhaul something, then I unhaul something. But that's not the purpose for today's reading vlog. And we're just gonna chill, we're gonna go for it, we're gonna relax, take it easy. I don't expect to finish a whole lot because the main two books that I'm reading, thick babies. Let's see. Okay, so let me grab a bookmark for this actually. So in this reading vlog, I'm focusing on two books, the ones that I just showed. And then let's do this one. A collection of bookmarks. One I'm listening to as an audiobook, and then the other I'm reading as a physical. Okay, so there we go. So the one, since I'm holding it, the one I'm listening to as an audiobook is For Whom the Bell Tolls by J.C. Lynn. I am roughly that far. I've read roughly that much, maybe a couple pages more. Where's Lily's point of view? Maybe, yeah, so I'm basically like right around here for what I read. So I'm close to halfway through, sort of. We're getting there though. We're making progress, which is what's important. And in this, okay, so to give the description, they told her to go to hell, but she went on her own terms. Lily may not have been thrilled with her arrival in the afterlife, but what awaits her there is fantastical beyond imagination. Deities in line at the coffee shop, fae floating between realms, souls making death a beginning. As she explores the afterlife's many realms, Lily finds herself drawn to the place most would avoid at all costs, hell. Armed with years in customer service, she makes a job for herself among hell's demons, directing souls to their rightful circles with more than a hint of sass. Lily's expectations are subverted every day in hell, especially by Belle, a demon general with a distractingly sexy voice. The two form an immediate, deeply healing friendship, and the heat between them threatens to combust. But something's... Apparently I can't read right now. Excuse me. Let's see if that helps. But something stirs beyond the boundaries of their world, threatening to destroy everything they know unless they fight like hell to stop it. That did help. So I'm really enjoying this. If you're a fan of the Hell's Bells series on TikTok, you're gonna like this. This is basically the formation of the Hell's Bells. And even though I'm like halfway-ish through, I cannot wait for Penny and Greg's story because it's like, that's gonna be so emotional. And it's gonna be chef's kiss. So there's that, For Whom the Bell Tolls. And then my other book, I have not made a whole lot of progress in this, but it is Hexed by Emily McIntyre. And I was going to try to read this in like a summer reading vlog, but this is kind of my end of summer, beginning of autumn reading vlog. So this felt like a good way to wrap it up, and then I might, if I finish this one, depending on when I finish this one, I might pick up Crossed because I still have to read Crossed, and that would be like a good kind of end of summer, beginning of autumn book duo to read, again depending on when I finish this. I might still do that even if I wrap this video up, but that is the plans. I am only at chapter 3, so we're just gonna go with it. We're gonna read, we're gonna enjoy it, we're going to take our time. Like I said, this is like, not that I really rush with reading vlogs, but this one in particular is gonna just be like a no rush, chill taking it easy reading vlog, like very little expectations. Aside from reading, very few to no expectations. So we're gonna go with it. We're gonna enjoy it. And yeah, I also, while I'm thinking about it, I'm only like pseudo counting this. It's not like a half count. I'm not counting it on like the StoryGraph or the Fable because I've already read these books, but I've been listening to The Hobbit, Fellowship of the Ring, and Two Towers. I still have to buy Return of the King, but I'm listening to the audiobooks in Libro FM, and I have been playing those for when I go to bed, so it's like I am listening, but at some point I fall asleep. So it's like, that's why it's like a pseudo count, because it's like I am listening to it as it's being read, but I'm falling asleep partway through. And I'm setting a timer for myself as well, so it's like, or I set like a sleep timer, so yeah, there's that. Let me do this real quick. Okay. And I have just wrapped up also too. I mean, this is going to come up, this next video that I just finished up, that's going to come up in October, the first Friday of October, which is the 3rd. But I did another Get Stuff Done With Me vlog, which ended up being a full week. And I didn't do, like, it's a shorter video than the first Get Stuff Done With Me video, because since I did a full week, some of the habits were a little bit repetitive, and I didn't want to like keep showing like similar clips. So that's why this upcoming Get Ready With Me, or not Get Ready With Me, this upcoming Get Stuff Done With Me, it's called Get More Stuff Done With Me. That's why that one is going to be a little bit on the shorter side. Let's see. But yeah, I just finished that one up as well, so I think I got a little bit of reading done in that video. I don't remember if I showed that at all, but I got a little bit done because of that vlog, which helped. So what I might do tonight is what I usually do at night is I usually crochet, and I'm usually playing For Whom the Bell Tolls, but I think tonight before bed I'm going to focus on reading my physical book, and then in the morning as I'm getting stuff ready I'm going to listen to For Whom the Bell Tolls, so that way I can have like a little bit more balanced out between the two. And plus too, I also crochet in the morning, so I can just play For Whom the Bell Tolls in the morning while I'm crocheting. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I was about to start listening to For Whom the Bell Tolls while I crocheted. And right now I'm working on a colossal squid. But I then had an idea, because I was thinking For Whom the Bell Tolls is kind of like a good summer to fall transition book, but it's also a good like any season book. And then that kind of got me thinking about a 4 seasons book tag, if that makes sense. So tag Tuesdays, okay, I had to pause my words while I typed it out. Like, I'm definitely one of those people where it's like if I start saying something, I'll be typing it out, you know? So let's see. Flower. Use this one for spring. Okay, so quit. Prompt. Okay. Okay, so I've talked about this before, But something I do a lot on this channel is prepping the descriptions of my videos beforehand, so that way it's just easier to copy and paste into the descriptions of the videos when I'm uploading them. And again, it just makes it a little bit easier for me. And so that's what I was doing just now. The 4 Seasons book tag. Let's see. Let's see. 4 Seasons book. So the thing is I didn't want to like create a tag with this kind of a name. I'm just thinking of calling it the 4 Seasons book tag. And I didn't want to create this tag, have someone have already created it, and then okay, it doesn't look okay. So I am going to actually what I'm going to do ooh, this would be a fun one to do in the winter. So I'm gonna do this real quick. So I found a Reddit thread, so I'm gonna just link that down below in the description as well for well, not in this video, or maybe I will in this video, we'll see. Let's see. Okay. So I will say that once I get around to doing this tag, this was a tag that just kind of came out of my brain. But since I also found this Reddit thread, I feel like that's good, like other recommendations for the 4 Seasons. But this would also be a fun one to do. It's a 'Tis the Season. Okay. Okay. And this actually, sorry, I had to pause because I didn't want a whole lot of like empty space while I was working through this. Winter. Okay, so let's do snowman. Let's do winter. Let's do snow. Let's do crust. Let's do this one. Actually, let's do one more without crust. So as you also may know, what I do a lot is, at least for the prompts, I do like related emojis to distinguish each of the prompts. So that's what I'm doing right now. Copy. Okay. And the nice thing with finding the 'Tis the Season book tag is that I now have, I think I talked about this in another video, maybe, is that while I was getting some of my book tags ready, the descriptions at least, is I have my end of the year book tag, but I want like another one specifically for winter, kind of like how I did for October. When is this video? This video is coming out in October. So kind of how I'm doing for later this month, where I have a Disney book tag and then a Halloween book tag. I wanted to have like a winter specific one and then end of the year. So that'll work out. And now I'm going to work out. I'm going to work out the tag prompts real quick, and then I'm going to put my answers down below in the description, or not down below, not in this video. I'm going to put them in the books I mentioned section, and then yeah, we'll go from there. And I'll probably start reading after this, but I'll update you when I'm done and kind of what the game plan is afterwards. Okay, so I have the prompts done for the Four Seasons book tag. That will probably be coming out in January as my January book tag Tuesdays video. So stay tuned for that video in like 3 months roughly. And then let me actually, I'm gonna get the description for this ready, and then I'm gonna have a link set up, or a section set up for the Four Seasons book tag video, so that once it's up, you can access it down below in the description. Give me 1 minute. So I basically have the description for this video ready, and like I said, the Four Seasons book tag will be linked down below once it's up. Like I said, it'll probably be January. So yeah, I have a couple of chores to do, but once I get that done, I'm going to start crocheting. I've been working on the other underside of the arms for the squid. I need to finish these before moving on to the next part, but I'm going to work on that and then listen to For Whom the Bell Tolls, and then just get my settle-in routine. So yeah, I'll see you all in my next update. That was my bunny, by the way. She's thumping and she's upset. So, slight change of plans. I've decided to switch to the physical book. I'm at chapter 33, page 293, and this is just so I can focus on finishing it. This is how far I am. I'm basically halfway through now. So I just want to finish this one, and then once I'm finished with this, I am going to switch back to Hexed, and I'm going to choose another audiobook. Okay, so a couple of updates. First off, like I mentioned last night, I had decided to switch over to the physical book for Whom the Bell Tolls, just because it's like I kind of want to binge through it, and lately, like, I like physical books and audiobooks have kind of been my go-to in the past half a year to a year. But I don't know, it's just like part of it is the spice of this book. Part of it is that, and not wanting to like play it out loud, but also too, it's like I think with this book I want to pay a little bit more attention to it, and when I'm listening to it as an audiobook, I'm also crocheting, so like I sometimes really get in the zone with crocheting, so I do want to spend a little bit more time with this. However, because I switched to the physical book for this, that means that temporarily I am putting Hexed on like a pseudo pause for now, and then once I finish For Whom the Bell Tolls, I plan to just binge that. Once I finish that, I'll move on to this. And also too, I have started listening to Silver Elite by what's her name? Danny Francis. So essentially it's basically the first book in a trilogy, I want to say. It's fiction, dystopian, romance, sci-fi. So the synopsis of it, I'm looking at on Google Books just because I have it on Libro FM. The description for it is: trust no one. Ren Darlington has spent her whole life in hiding, honing her psychic abilities and aiding the rebel uprising in small ways. On the continent, being modified means certain death, and Ren is one of the most powerful mods in existence. When one careless mistake places her in the hands of the enemy, and she's forced to join their most elite training program, she's finally handed the opportunity to strike a devastating blow from within their ranks. So that's what that's about. And so far it's interesting. I'm only like a little bit of the ways into chapter 1. So like I don't have a major opinion about it yet. And like sci-fi and dystopian aren't really like my typical go-to genres. So I am trying to branch out, and I like, it's not that I like don't read from certain genres, it's just that like I just don't gravitate towards certain genres, and I just go based off of like descriptions no matter what the genre is. So we'll see if I like that. And then, now that the update's out of the way, I have a package from our friends at Barnes & Noble. I say that like they sent it to me. They didn't send this to me. I bought it. And it seems like they're slowly getting better, because the past 2 times that I've ordered online from Barnes & Noble, what's the past 2 times? I think it was like the past 2 times. The first time might have been the delivery, like post office fault at some point, like a postal worker maybe. But the first time, the package was like torn open and empty, and then I had to get like a refund, or not a refund, but I got a replacement. The second time, the package was intact and there was nothing in there. The invoice, the packing slip was in there, but it was like otherwise empty. So I was like, this is heavy enough. Also, be safe with scissors, guys. This is, I ordered $3 and this feels like $3. So just have to be careful. One of them is going, well, 2 of them are presents. They're going to be birthday presents. One for my sister, one for my friend. It's like the same book. I just got 2 copies of the same book because they both like it. And they both have the first book. And then the third book in here is, why is the corner taped? It's like this little part right there. There's tape, and that's the only part that has tape. And then the third book, I think, when is this video coming out? I have no idea. Also, again, guys, be safe with scissors. In my, let me check if that video is going up, because I have a video on Disney adults going up, or already up. Let me see when it's up. I've talked about this before, but I schedule videos like out in advance because it makes it easier on me. Okay, by the time this video is up, it's already up. It's the subculture of Disney adults and why we're not as bad as you think. That video. That was up on the 19th, I believe. So in that, I'd mentioned the DFB's video, and I also bought AJ's book. Oh, thank God you can take it off. Okay. Ooh, shiny. Okay, so I'm going to show you the first 2 books, the 2 gifts. So it's basically 2 copies of Hour of the Pumpkin Queen by Megan Shepherd, and this is the sequel to Long Live the Pumpkin Queen. I'm blanking on the author for that one. But in that first book, you're following Sally after she becomes the queen of Halloween Town. And that's all I'm going to say. And I'm taking off the stickers for my friend. Well, one is for my sister, the other is for my friend. Oh, that came off so nicely. Let's see if we can get 2 times the charm. And then I'll show you the other book in a couple minutes once I'm done trying this. So, I am going to stick one of these copies. And the nice thing too is that my friend is coming over, or my friend and I are going to meet up for her birthday this weekend. And we're probably going to do Barnes & Noble. So I can give this to her like beforehand. I already have like her gifts set aside. So, I just need to rearrange some stuff to make stuff fit. So, I'm giving her like a couple, like 2 books, some chocolate, and then a couple bookmarks. So, this is her present, and I'm setting it aside. It's on my bookshelf. Kind of an obvious sight. So, Hour of the Pumpkin Queen. That's the back. And then this is a spine that's so fun. And it's so in theme. And that's the hardcover. Inside cover matches the edges. This is fun. So, as I said, this is the sequel to Hour of the Pumpkin Queen. Let's see. Or, no. This is Hour of the Pumpkin Queen. This is the sequel to Long Live the Pumpkin Queen. Let's see. I'm going to look up Long Live the Pumpkin. Okay. So, Long Live the Pumpkin Queen is by Shay Earnshaw. So it's like 2 different authors. But maybe it was just like a schedule. Let's didn't. I'm just looking up as to why she didn't write the sequel. Did write the first book. Okay, here's the breakdown. Authored the initial book. Okay, so there's no... Okay, so there's no set reason as to why Shay Earnshaw didn't write this. It could have been a scheduling conflict or just no longer interested. But in this, it's a sequel to the sequel of the movie. And then in this one, you know what? I'm actually not going to give you the description for this one because you really need to read the first book first. So, yeah. We're gonna... Does it actually give spoilers from the first book? Yeah, there is a slight spoiler in the description for this one, so yeah. Buy the first book, read the first book, and then get this one. I'm probably gonna have to read that at some point, but not right now because I'm reading not enough, but also I'm reading too much right now. And then the next book that I got, the last book that I got, ooh, it's sparkly. I don't know, I like that texture, is Disney Adults, shiny, Exploring and Falling in Love with a Magical Subculture by A.J. Wolf. And again, I kind of mentioned this. So. Okay. So, just to give you like an overview, how long is this book? I'll give you the description in like a minute or two. How long is this? Okay. I'm not going to include notes. Ooh, that's fun. Acknowledgements. Are you Disney Adult Quiz? Okay, so it's a little under 250 pages, including the acknowledgements and stuff. But if we're not including acknowledgements and stuff, it's 237. So not bad. So basically, excuse me, sorry. Critics may accuse Disney adults of never growing up. But most Disney adults will tell you that being a Disney fan has no bearing on our ability to live productive lives and face reality. Instead, we'll tell you that being a Disney fan has given us joy, a community, and a safe space, and a safe place to land so that we can put the real world into even greater perspective. It's allowed us to play and have fun with our families, our kids, our partners and friends, and ourselves. Behave. In ways that the world tells us, in the ways that world tells grown-ups they shouldn't. And perhaps more importantly, it's given many of us a place to finally belong, despite the rest of the world telling us otherwise. Excuse me. From daily routines to career decisions, from financial choices to societal values, the impact of Disney is undeniable. But what is it about the company that transcends nostalgia and captivates us on such a profound level? As we navigate the fine line between healthy fandom and obsessive behavior, most Disney adults are not obsessive. That's something I will say. Most Disney adults are not obsessive. Yes, there are obsessive Disney adults. There are obsessive fans in every fandom. There are obsessive fans in every subculture, like sub pop culture, you know? There's obsessive fans everywhere, no matter what fandom you're looking at, no matter what group of fans attendees you're looking at, there are going to be obsessive fans anywhere. So anyway, okay, as we navigate the fine line between healthy fandom and obsessive behavior, we challenge stereotypes that shed light on the devotion and dedication that created the Disney adults. Okay, it's a little bit bad. Are you a Disney adult? A fascinating and enlightening deep dive into the famous Disney adult community from the woman behind the popular website, the Disney Food Blog. Disney adults are, yeah. So you just need to know. This is like, if you want to know more, if you're not a Disney adult but want to know more of that kind of mentality and thinking from that kind of a perspective, read this book. So yeah, I'm excited to finally have this. So yeah, so that's my update for you now, and I will see you all in my next one. Okay, so before I give an update for reading progress, as you saw in the clips, I remembered to record some at Barnes & Noble, and as you saw, like, I added some books to my Barnes & Noble wish list, and I got 2 books. The first one is volume 3, 4, 5, 6, volume 6. I knew it was volume 6. I was just making sure I had the first one. Volume 6 of Heaven Official's Blessing. So I'm so excited to like finally get around to this, and what I'm doing is I'm slowly buying the rest of the series, so volumes 5, 6, 7, and 8, the ones I haven't read, and now I just need to do 7 and 8. And then once I have all 8 volumes, I will just do a binge read. That will probably be a reading vlog. I'll do a binge read of the full series, and just so I have like a little bit more of, not an understanding, but just like a fresher insight to the story for when I get around to volume 5. So that will probably be one of the lengthier reading vlogs I do, but I got this book. Let me stick it right here for now. And then for like a good family friend slash adopted uncle, slash adopted uncle, I got this fishing journal for him, the fishing journal, and just because he fishes a lot. And I mean, if he uses it, he uses it. If it doesn't, it'll be a good joke gift. So yeah, and it's like there's these kinds of pages. So it's like my fishing trip to, the location, the day, season, how long it took to get there, start and end times, hours fishing, the type of water, the type of body of water, the water depth, weather conditions, temperatures, light level, wind, water conditions, tides, visibility, moon phase, joined by, using, whoop, shit, dang it, okay, dang it, where'd it go? Oh boy, I lost my hook, 1 second. Okay, got my hook. And then today I used fishing rods, fishing baits, flies, and then today's catch, the species, age, weight, length, tackle, bait, time of the catch, and did you keep it? And then it has a bunch of like fishing related quotes, lessons learned, how long you waited, what you had for lunch, thoughts, emotions, reflections, other people saw, technique, what worked or didn't work, best thing, other notes, things to do differently. So yeah, it's hopefully he'll enjoy it. We'll see if he will. So that's the fishing journal. I don't fish, but he'll show us like the pictures of his catches and where he was, and we'll talk about it. But as for updates, I had decided to DNF the Silver Elite. I think I was about an hour or so into the audiobook, and it's definitely worth a read given our current political climate in the US. Definitely worth a read. However, it's just not a book for me. I kind of figured it wasn't going to be for me because dystopian isn't really my thing, but it's definitely a good genre to dive into if you're figuring out what genre you prefer, or even if you're not, and even if you're a genre omnivore, or even if you don't gravitate towards dystopian like I do, or if you're like me and don't gravitate towards dystopian, it might be a good read. I personally couldn't get into it. So yeah, I'll be picking Hex back up in a little bit, but I'm almost through with For Whom the Bell Tolls. I am at chapter 45, Margarita Complex. And oh, my friend and I also stopped by the mall real quick because she had to do a Hot Topic pickup, and I got these Halloween earrings, which are so cute. Cats and pumpkins. So definitely gonna be my Halloween earrings. So anyway, but yeah, I am, let's see, what I do is when I give progress updates, like page wise, is I usually try not to include like the acknowledgements or any extra stuff, just because it's like, usually I personally don't like, I'll sometimes read the acknowledgements and other stuff, but usually that's not going to be my first instinct. So not including acknowledgement stuff. I have about this much left to read. Chapter 45. Okay, so there are 64 chapters, which means I have 19 chapters left, plus an epilogue. So we're gonna keep going. Hopefully I can finish this tonight and then have an update for you tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. And I had a really good day with my friend today, so that was really a really nice outing. We also stopped by, I think it's Coco D's BBQ. We got some smoothies. I got pineapple mango. It's really good. It tastes more mango than pineapple, which, you know, I'm fine with because mangoes are very strong. But pineapple's also strong, so if it's like pineapple and mango, I'd expect more pineapple. I mean, you can taste like the slight citrusy from the pineapple, but like the mango kind of outweighs it, which again is like kind of natural for mango, but I like it. It's good if you're in like the SoCal, Tarzana, Reseda, Encino area. It's on Lindley and Vanilden, I believe. Let's see. It's in Reseda. I'm trying to figure out the cross streets. Coco D's BBQ. Okay. Lindley and Sherman Way. Lindley and Sherman Way. So, I haven't actually tried the food, but if you need a good smoothie, Coco D's is good. So, I will see you all in my next update. Okay, so I am going to wrap up this video here, which means one last update for this video. I didn't do as much, or you know what? I read. That's what's important. I was about to say I didn't do as much reading as I would want. I was reading quite a bit, especially in comparison to how things sometimes go, you know, and with life getting in the way. So I read. That's what's important. I finished For Whom the Bell Tolls by J.C. Lynn. I need book 2 ASAP. I need book 2 ASAP. I need Patty and Greg ASAP. I need them ASAP. There was this book. I've never actually, like, there's maybe been like one other book where I felt like I could tear up, but I've never actually teared up at a book before this, and I was tearing up. I was so close to actually bawling my eyes out at certain points, and it was just I need book 2. I need book 2. I need it. Okay. I'm saying the same thing, but like this book is like chef's kiss. It's beautiful. It's amazing. I love this book. It's definitely my top favorites for the year, and it's probably gonna be like my top 5 favorite books, like most impactful. So there's that. And then to give you all the update for Hexed, I haven't made a whole lot of progress in it. I'm now at chapter 7, page 77. So so far I'm liking it. So far it's keeping me hooked, which is the best I could ask for. And just knowing Emily McIntyre's writing and the other books that I've read for the Never After novels, like almost like this one. And we're just going for it. I'm gonna read at whatever pace I need to, whatever pace works for me, and we're just gonna keep going for it. I do have like 2 other books on my hold list on the Libby app, which I kind of forgot about, and then I remembered. So I have those to also look forward to. Those are audiobooks, so that will kind of help balance out reading times and stuff. So yeah, we're gonna continue with Hexed and just take it from there. What's this? I just want to know what that cover was. I saw something. Was it this? Oh. Okay, anyway. It wasn't the cover. Anyway, not important. That's my update for Hexed. And that is the end of this video. If you've read any of the books that I mentioned in this video, comment down below with your thoughts. Again, spoiler free, especially for the ones that, like with Hexed, the ones I'm currently reading or the ones I haven't read, spoiler free. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.